The generally accepted story of Hell's Gate Bridge starts in the 1950s. A young couple driving over the bridge somehow drove their car off the bridge one night, and both drowned. There are two legends associated with Hell's Gate Bridge. One, that if you drive your car out to the middle of the bridge and turn off the lights, the couple will magically appear in your car and leave a wet spot on the seat. The other, which is how the bridge got its name, is it the belief that if you drive over the bridge and look over your shoulder halfway through, the scenery behind you turns into a portal to hell engulfed in flames. Potentially to curb ghost hunters and bored teenagers, Hell's Gate Bridge is now closed to cars, and in such disrepair that walking across is strongly discouraged. Everyone knows the story of the Bermuda Triangle, but you might not know about the Alaskan Triangle. On average, 5 of every 1,000 people go missing in Alaska according to LA Times. So even if there's nothing supernatural going on, it's easy to get lost in the Alaskan wilderness. The Tlingit tribe that lives in Juneau has their own explanation for the high amount of missing people. Evil spirits called the Kushtaka. The Kushtaka are shape-shifters that lure women and children to water with fake cries in order to steal their human spirit, and then drown them. The story of Slaughterhouse Canyon takes place during the gold rush. During the 1800s, there was a family who lived down in the canyon. They were very poor, so the father would venture out into the canyon for food for his family. As you might have guessed, one day the father did not return, so his family slowly starved and descended into madness. The mother, unable to bear listening to her children's cries anymore, put on her wedding dress, murdered her children, and then threw them into a nearby river. The next day, she succumbed to starvation herself. The legend states that if you go down to Slaughterhouse Canyon at night, even now, you will hear the loud, anguished cries of the mother who lost her mind. The Boggy Creek Monster of Fouke is Arkansas version of Sasquatch. He's commonly accepted to be around 7 or 8 feet tall and covered in hair. Legend says that he roams the creeks of rural Arkansas. He was first spotted in 1834 when people reported seeing a wild man. People still claim to spot the Boggy Creek Monster today, and he has been subject of 5 feature-length films including 1972's The Legend of Boggy Creek. The Char Man's origin story is gruesome. A father and son were both caught in a house fire and horrible burnt in 1948. After the fire, the son became so mentally unstable that he flayed and hung his father. When the police found the son, he was so unrecognizably burnt. They didn't realize he was alive, so he ran away before they were able to arrest him for the murder of his father. Ever since then, the Char Man is still spotted wandering the woods surrounding Ojai, occasionally approaching tents of innocent campers, or pretending to be a hitchhiker and then attempting to attack them. Riverdale Road is the site of not one, but 8 creepy stories, ranging from Hellgate to ghosts of slaves hanging from the trees. The stretch of road is decidedly spooky. The creepiest story, though, is that of the phantom jogger. One day, there was a driver who hit a jogger, freaked out, and left him for dead. Now, it's said that if you park at the side of the crash, you'll hear disembodied footsteps getting closer and closer to your car. People have reported handprints on their windows and banging noises as if someone was kicking outside. Known as the Wicked Witch of Monroe, Hannah Cranna gained a reputation as a witch in the 19th century when her husband died by mysteriously falling off a cliff, and locals reportedly believed that she had bewitched him. People believed that she would cast spells on people she didn't like. Hannah lived till the age of 77, but right before she died, she asked to be carried down to the cemetery in her coffin by foot, not wagon. After her death, the people of Monroe tried to wheel her coffin down the hill but were unable. The coffin kept falling off, so they were forced to carry it. When the townspeople returned to her home, It was found to be engulfed in flames, sealing Hannah's reputation of witchcraft. While not a particularly mean-spirited ghost, the story of Samuel Chu is still disconcerting. Chu was the Chief Justice of the Delaware Supreme Court in 1741. While he was alive, he didn't always get the respect he deserved. People frequently made fun of his name by mimicking sneezes while he walked by. After his death, people reported seeing his ghost sitting under a popular tree, wandering the courthouse, and generally creeping out the residents of Dover. Chu would also pull on men's coattails and give women a cold, icy feeling. The phenomenon that happens if Spook Hill is real. Cars that are parked in neutral will appear to roll uphill. Legends say that the hill is either the site of Native American burial ground or an epic battle of a Native American chief against a crocodile. But the truth is it's actually just an illusion created by the hill's surroundings. While cars appear to be rolling uphill, they are still just rolling downhill. At the bottom of Lake Lanier lies almost intact towns, ferries, a racetrack, and multiple cemeteries. The government, in their determination to create Lake Lanier, brought up the entire towns in order to clear space for the lake after they received congressional approval in 1946. However, they just decided to let the water cover up the towns rather than demolishing them. Now, Lake Lanier has decidedly eerie feel about it. There have been an unusual amount of freak accidents and deaths on the lake. In 2011, there were 17 deaths alone. Many of the people who drowned have been recovered. People have reported feeling arms and legs in the water, but have not been able to find them right after, leading people to believe that spirits still roam the lake.